Welcome to a new video of this Stygian Onslaught 6.3. I would just want to showcase what I did for this Stygian Onslaught. You can see my times here and my teams I used. Of course, you won't be able to recreate this one-to-one because these teams are highly invested besides the last one. My Mualani is insanely strong, my Yoimiya is insanely strong. Just my Columbina Nefer core is really weak. So yeah, I just want to showcase and show you how I've done this one. Even though I didn't really have as many good Luna characters. And why didn't I use the few Luna characters I had in the first fight? Well, because they aren't strong enough. Easy as that. I couldn't even break the shield in time and yeah, it wasn't nice. Let's say it this way. So yeah, let's go over it and jump into the first team. So here we have the Mualani Hexencircle team. Yeah, you can see my Mualani is busted. C5, R2. My Morvika is also C2, but on scroll set. I'm really bad at using Morvika, so she is my designated Mualani support and isn't really used for anything else. So yeah, there we go. Other than that, we have a C6 Sucrose on Sacrificial Fragments and Viridis and Venera, obviously. And we have a Mona on the Song of Days Past. But because of the energy issue and the wolf needing a lot of damage right away, I didn't use Prototype Ember on her, so her artifact set is kinda useless here. Yeah, that was a mistake. I was basically too lazy to swap around and give her, like, I don't know, Emblem of Severed Fate or something else that increases her energy recharge as well. But it worked out, and you will see during this fight, I will showcase, I actually got a better time than the one I had before. So yeah, it worked. But usually, as I said, she will be on Prototype Ember on this set. To get some heals and get some extra buffs onto my Mualani, which I'm missing out here, but because of the Favonius I'll just have more energy recharge and get my burst right at the beginning. So let's jump into the fight. Alright, we are starting off with Mualani's first fight, just deal 240k. Catch the particles with Mona, swirl a bit with Sucrose, put Hydro on him, put Pyro on him, bite him a few times. Now Mona has her ult, so we use that, normal attack a few times for the Hexen buff, swirl the Hydro, or try to, I didn't hit it here. Yeah, and then we just attack, 2 million damage, 1,100,000, 1 million again. Another burst for 1.5 million, and I missed the last bite. Applying a few elements again. Getting the burst, sadly I didn't get it earlier, so I had to do it a bit awkwardly. But it worked, 1.9 million. 1.1 million. I didn't crit here, which was also something that kinda triggered me. Which is why we are looking at two fights here. You can see we are at 69 seconds, so we didn't even beat the time we had before. We were a bit slower, but still it was like 74 seconds. Yeah, basically my Mualani is so strong that she can just brute force the shield of the dog. And yeah, it works. So we are trying again. Get a 450k again, swirl, put Pyro on him, get our C1 bite, 1.3 million, 700,000. Didn't vaporize here, this last bite, but I still managed to get a better time here. just because I didn't miss any crits, and just in general, I guess, had some better rotations here. Catching the particles with Mona, taking 4 times again. Sucro Swirl. Get the burst of Morvika. Some people don't use that anymore because it's technically a bit less DPS because of the long animation, but sometimes it still works, as you can see. So we are going here again. I didn't swirl Hydro again, but the last hit was okay. And you can see I beat my time by 3 seconds again. Yeah, which is pretty nice. So now we are at a bit lower of a total time, which is nice. So, next up, against the Fatui Lightning guy, we play one of my absolute favorite teams at the moment, Yoimiya Overload. This team got 3 really great buffs, though one came with the other basically, which is Duran and the Hexen buff. Duran buffs overload damage. He can use the Noblesse set. He has another weapon that also boosts your team, and the Hexen buff makes it so that Fischl also gives you a 45% attack buff to the team, which is completely insane. Other than that, we got the Daybreak Chronicles, which my Fischl is holding. Technically, in this team, it's also the best weapon for Yoimiya herself, but it works better on Fischl in general. So unless I have 2 of them, I use Thundering Pulse on Yoimiya and Daybreak Chronicles on Fischl, obviously. Yeah, other than that, standard Yoimiya on Shimenawa. I do like to use echoes a lot here to just burst every rotation, but the issue is my echo set is just really bad, so I stuck with the Shimenawa because it just gave me a better time. Yoimiya on Golden Troop. I also tried to change her set a bit because before I had Skyward Harp, so she had more crit rate, and now she's kinda low on crit rate, as you can see. So sometimes when I do this fight, I have some inconsistencies. When I recorded this though, I always broke the shield of the Fatui guy, so I didn't have anything to show you here. I wanted to record one of the tries where I didn't manage to do it, but yeah, I am too lazy to try to not break this shield. It would be kind of weird. Anyway, other than that, we have Duran on Noblesse for more attack buff, and Chevreuse on Songs of Days Past. She can also be stronger, and I hope I'll get it in the next update soon. Because Escoffier's weapon would be another good buff for this team. But I don't have that. So we are going with Favonius, which is also something we will see right at the beginning and why it's kind of important. But yeah, this team is highly invested. C6 Yoimiya with a 5-star weapon, Fischl with a 5-star weapon, C1 Duran, C2 obviously would be way better, but also with this weapon. Also Chevreuse and Fischl are both C6. Don't expect that you can brute force this fight like I do, and this is also a team that cannot break his shield on Dire. Like on Dire, I have no chance to break his shield this way. I definitely have to use something else. So yeah, let's hop in and see how I beat this guy up. So, for this one, I have to start off pretty interesting. Use Fischl's Shard Attack first, get the Overload, use Duran's skill, then Chevreuse, then collect this particles with Duran, so that he gets his burst, then summon Oz, and then attack with Yoimiya. Evade the lightning strikes as good as I can, then use Chevreuse a bit to overcome some of the time, summon Oz, and do Yoimiya strings. And that is basically it. I was not able to replicate my best time. I don't know what happened. I probably just had a lot of C6 and crit luck in my best time, because it was basically half a rotation earlier that I killed the guy. So I'm not sure how I did it, but it's basically the same, it's just apparently I just hit better damage. But yeah, you can see he's melting quite fast, and the last rotation I don't do fully, so we get a full run with 66 seconds. 4 seconds slower than my best try, but yeah. Now for the worst enemy of the Stygian Onslaught, the Pyro Crab. It needs a lot of hydro application to break its shield, but also you can break the shields of the small crabs, which then fly onto the big crab and break his shield or deal damage. I think the more damage you deal against them, the more damage they will also deal against the crab, but I'm really not sure. It's very heavy RNG based, how the crabs spawn, how they jump, where the big crab is going, and it's just so weird. This team is completely weird as well. Like, you might think why I'm not using this team against the wolf or the dog or whatever you want to call it on the first fight, because it's a Luna team. Well, because this team isn't doing enough damage. Even if I swap out Furina for something else like Fischl or whatever, I don't deal enough damage against his shield to break it even. So I was like, okay, what I'm doing against the crab, let's just try it, and it worked. But the way it works is also weird. Sometimes I get kills in like 120 seconds, 180 seconds. Sometimes I don't get the kill at all. And my best try, my second try with this team, because beforehand I was using Sucrose and I was using Kazuha Xilonen for Mualani. Yeah, I got the 99 seconds. I couldn't replicate it, but I'll just show you what's going on here. So, we are starting with Furina. Just summon her, summon the little guy, and then try to evade him. So he spawns the 3 crabs on the back, but it didn't quite do it. Also with Yahoda I got the Pyro infusion, which I usually don't want, so I just restarted again. But yeah, one of the RNG things I just wanted to show. So, Furina, Inefa, deal some very small damage, run back, and I swirled Pyro again almost, so I just stopped the skill there. And then I'm not sure, do I attack the crabs more, do I do that more? I'm always kind of swapping around and I'm actually not sure what is the right way to do it. But because Columbina has a big AoE, it usually works. I again swirled Pyro with Yahoda, but I was like, okay, whatever. Let's just do it. I get some vaporizes here. It doesn't really matter, I think. We just basically spam stuff. I have no idea what's going on most of the time. And yeah, I'm just swapping, seeing where are my cooldowns. Like, this is highly unoptimized. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You can see we have over a minute done already. We are not even at half. But somehow he is taking a lot of damage now. And we actually managed a 100-second run here. So now we are finally swirling some Hydro here. And have the Yahoda's gauge filled with Hydro, so she deals Hydro damage now. And we are just spamming whatever we can here. He's down. We have 7 seconds left for 100 seconds, and it just kind of works. Yeah. It's a weird fight. It worked. And in the end, we have this Stygian Onslaught, which I'm pretty happy with. Yeah. My best run was Yoimiya, which is very cool, but it was also clearly the easiest fight of these guys. I can beat the crab faster if I use Mualani, but I actually don't think I can beat the first guy if I do that. Sadly, my kitching is just not good enough for this type of content, because yeah, even a C6 R2 kitching that is highly invested just doesn't have the single target DPS to deal with any of these guys really, which is really sad. But yeah, this was my Stygian Onslaught. Yeah, it probably isn't the best one to showcase stuff, unless you want to see a highly invested Yoimiya or a highly invested Mualani, but not many people can replicate this. Anyway, I had fun playing it anyway, so that's why I'm throwing out this video in the end. I wasn't even sure if I'm gonna make it. Anyway, there you go. Thank you for watching. See you next one. Maybe I'll try to make more Stygian Onslaught videos now, because, well, it's kind of fun sometimes to think outside the box, and even though this Columbina team was kind of weird, it was fun, it worked. Alright, see you next time. Bye bye.